Hey, Koshik. Oh, wow, we're really getting the melt. I was hoping we'd go up a little bit more. I'm in a one MES position, pre-market, that I've just been holding. That I would hold to gap fill, essentially. But I really thought we would go a little higher. I only have a weekly Alma report to work off of, no daily. She's pretty much off this entire week. Ooh, there it is. So this thing might actually pump up. I really wanted to see like a move up first as opposed to one that went down first. To about maybe, so right now we're at 7,400 SPX. I would like to see around 74.15 to 74.25. Just a one MES position, so nothing crazy. But I really wanted to see this climb up towards 74.15 to 74.25. But the tomorrow's month end, you got, and quarter end. So you have the JPM caller, which is less covered now, I think. Because, well, we're kind of out of the influence of the JPM caller. The JPM caller, the sold call, which is the highest strike, because there's 3 strikes to it. But the 68.40 is the closest strike. And it was established on March, the end of March. So we blasted through that. And yeah, we're like 600 points above, I would say. Almost 600 points. There's a chance that today just kind of grinds up too. So I really want to see a reaction off of like 74.25. And 74.25 is the largest dealer short strike pre-market. So we'll see how, or we'll see if we react off of it. I don't know if you got to see the close. Oh, wait. Give me 1 second. 74.72. I'm a little off today. The straddle's 41. Takes us to 32. $73.3. I think I just missed my ad opportunity there. But that was the ad. 74.15 would have been the ad, in my opinion. I have an alert set at 74, just under 74.80, and it didn't trigger. Son of a gun. But yeah, I should have been monitoring that a little bit tighter there. Yeah, how did that not? Wow, that's amazing. That the alert did not trigger there. I may have to cut my stream off early at today. I have a contractor coming in, or actually I'm an HVAC guy, so an AC dude coming in to check on my AC. Of course, we're like in a heat wave and my AC crapped out. So yeah, that would have been the perfect entry. I would definitely hit that. $74.17. Yeah, that's pretty. Dang it. I totally missed it. That would have been like my only play for today. Perfect rejection, 74.17 from a gamma trough perspective. There's other positioning that kind of influenced that too, so I'm not convinced that we're going down yet, but there's some good reversions that can be played. pretty long way from a gap fill too on Friday's close. I don't know if you had a look at Friday's close, but the last minute of Friday's close was insane. I think, if I remember correctly, it was like it might have been like a 60-point candle. Yeah, 60-point 1-minute candle on ES. It just tanked down suddenly. All right. Oh, nice. Did you play the short? Oh, break even. I see. I see. Gotcha. Hey, it's a good move to go break even there, because there's no certainty that we're going to head down here. I mean, you would have another low risk entry here, but man, NQ has not taken out its previous day high, but ES has. So that's the only divergence that I'm seeing so far. But that was a really good reversion. Holy cow. I wish I got in on that. That was like the level I was waiting for, but I did such a poor job of preparing this morning that I was using some of that time after the market opened to prepare, like checking the straddle and things like that. So based on the structure, based on the positioning, the weekly positioning, so this compares like individual days positions too. Alma's analysis basically says, hey, watch out for Wednesday and Thursday. Because that's where you can experience the most weakness, if you will. Would be Wednesday and Thursday. And there's going to be like a buy to dip kind of opportunity come Wednesday or Thursday. And it'll be like a buy the dip into August. Potentially. We could experience some vulnerability tomorrow too. I don't think there's any news either. Yeah, there's no real news today. I will definitely have to run as soon as my AC guy comes. So I'll let you know when I'm cutting the stream short. But it looks like, let me see where we're at here. 74.25. Okay, 74.25. This is kind of like where I didn't want to see us kind of just plow up here. I'd like to see some sort of reaction. Maybe like it slows everything down here. Something like that. Okay, it looks like it is kind of having some sort of reaction here. Still not sure if NQ wants its previous day high. Like, that's what's making me hesitate here. But I only took it in one MES thinking that I can let it run a little if we are gonna pump all the way up. And I'd only be risking like 250 bucks or something. But I do want an opportunity to DCA. But previous day high kind of seems like where NQ might want to go from a volume profile perspective. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I also learned the hard way that I didn't read the rules very clearly on Apex's end of day drawdown. But I found out that their end of day drawdown trails, but it trails $2,000 regardless, and it doesn't stop. So for instance, if you get to, for most accounts that are 50K, you get to, let's say 52,500, your end of day drawdown would stop at 52 or at 50,100. But with Apex, it actually continues up. So it's 2,000, a 2,000 end of day drawdown from your highest level or highest profit, which is unfortunate. And I learned that the hard way, thinking that I had a little bit more room. So I kind of like measured my stop loss incorrectly when I was taking a trade, and then instead of hitting my stop loss, it actually hit my end of day trailing. Oh, come on. Is it gonna give a decent entry here? It just like blipped. and went down on that new 5-minute candle. Oh man, that sucks. I wanted to enter on close, but it just blipped down real quick of that 5-minute candle. And YM is still running here, so I'm not in love with this. Let's see how does 15-minute, 1 hour. All right, so moment of truth here. Are we gonna get an SMT or is NQ gonna run? I think we're gonna run. Let's see. YM is on a tear right now. I'm getting tempted here. Getting tempted. And both have already visited its VWAP area. Yeah, it looks like NQ wants to go. So I'm not going to DCA into this right now. What are we doing here? No SMT, except from the previous day highs. Where is YM going to stop potentially? Okay. That's a disgusting 5-minute doji. Maybe I should have DCA'd after all. This price action is something else. You got 4 minutes until the 1 hour close. Back under 74.15. I didn't get an ad there, unfortunately. Oh, I just realized. Okay. Unicorn short on the 1 minute, right? What a wild candle. I'm going to still hang on to this MES. I will move it to the current high of day for my stop loss. I just don't believe if we go any higher that we're going to go any lower. There you go. At 74.25 held nicely. $73.80. I'd like to see $73.80 on SPX at the very least. So about 15 points down from here. Oh, that's going to be a wonderful 1 hour close on NQ. It's going to be a doji close on ES. Gotta love it. Hope you got an entry. If it's a unicorn, I would normally wait for a retest of that breaker on the 1 minute. But I was an idiot. I should have just shorted when I saw that 5 minute doji. Yeah, my initial target was gap fill, but I should have added regardless at 74.15 or 74.25. I think I was saying like I wanted 74.15 to 74.25. My stop loss was at 74. between 74.30, 74.35 on ES. No way. Oh, wow. I wasn't watching NQ there for a sec. Unreal. My stop loss is at high of day. I didn't move it yet because my entry was so bad. But there's an SMT right now at the lows and I'm a little worried about it, but I'm just gonna power through with this. Risk is about 30 points, so $150. Again, 74.25 was because of that positioning that was there to start the day. I think I ended up pushing a little bit higher, 74.28. But it's still within the same influence of at 74.25. Because I would normally give it about plus minus 5 points. Gap fill would be 73.54. Interesting. Which is about 50 points from here. And there's like very decent support at 73.40. But I'm not expecting like a cascade down. I'm really just expecting structure to hold. Nothing to really break today. The hourly looks bearish. That was like a 3-wave pattern up, or 3 drive. If you follow 3 drive, if you follow EWT, 3-wave correction on ES. In theory, we should somewhat come down. I would expect everything to kind of hold true though. Oh, end of that was the opening low, right? 930, the sweep. It's funny because I set that alert at like 74.80 at around 8 p.m. last night, thinking that we would potentially hit overnight, but we didn't end up doing that. It just chopped around for quite a bit, and frankly, we didn't hit that alert 74.80 on ES until this morning. And that was like my alert to, hey, watch out. You got 10 points of potential play here to the upside, and an opportunity to kind of short, just based on positioning. I think that's 74.80. So if I want to take it off here, I could take it off. But at this point, I would want to see lower, like towards the gap fill, essentially. And we're about 30 points here from the gap. Oh, no, sorry, not 30 points. About 20, 25 points here from the gap fill. And I think we could rise up here before coming down. Or we could just rise up and chop around, for all I know. But that was like the easy target at 73.80. The rest is going to be hard to hold, I think. That's volume profile too, I believe. Oh no, what the, I meant to take profit on one, but I realized that my trade cop, I didn't turn off my trade copier. No. Why? Why? Oh shit, that sucked. Well, damn it. That's unfortunate. That was human error on my part. Damn, I can't believe it. I'm pretty sure it's gonna hit my target. But that was my mistake. Yeah, but I do expect us to come back up at some point, which is why I was starting to take some profit. But I wanted to leave 2 accounts there. Yeah, that was my fault there. I had moved my take profit to 25 and that would have hit it. So I left about 14 points on the table. That hurts a little. It's only 1 MES, but what really hurt is that I didn't take it. I didn't average in. I didn't do anything. Yeah, you're right. I think it's like similar to what you said with your contractor, or sorry, not your contractor, but that day that you were like, hey, I might not get to trade tomorrow. And you kind of like adjusted things to suit. I was thinking like this contractor is expected to come like around 10:15, and I was like, I think I'm gonna take some off just in case. But yeah, that would have hit my take profit right there. 25, 74.25. Overall, not horrible. Crappy entry. It was a 74.61 entry pre-market. And the intent was to have a position and average in, and I didn't average in, so yeah, that was my fault. Also, would have seen much better profits if had I averaged in, and I think the second entry probably would have been around 74.80 ultimately. Definitely should have trailed the 1 minute red candle. I would just say I wasn't thinking very clearly, anticipating that I would have to go pretty soon. But I don't know where this guy is. Yeah, that 5 minute doji candle Had I taken it on ES, it would have been a like 12-point stop loss potentially. All right, so that's gap fill. Starting to see a reaction here. And overnight low on NQ, by the way. So NQ is offering like a bounce up here. And I would expect it to fill some fair value gaps that it left on the way down. The 15-minute is less clear. The whole 15-minute candle is a fair value gap at the moment. So it could run up to fill up the entire thing. 74.51. But I mean, that was essentially like a full straddle move. No, it's much more than a full straddle move. It was a 78-point move there from high to low. Straddle high was set at 74.32-ish. And my stop loss was slightly above that, technically speaking. I just don't know where we bottom out for the day. So we gotta look for some hints. 73.45, 73.40 sounds very possible. If looking at SPX, you can kind of see there's like this region here. Okay, I think my contractor's here. But if you're looking at SPX, there's this weird little influence between 73.40 and 73.45 that I just highlighted. You can argue it's like 10-point wide. But this whole area, you can see we're bouncing up and down off of it, right? Okay. I gotta run. I'll see you later, Koshek. Hopefully you get a few trades in. Take care, buddy. I'll see you tomorrow.